And we're live from the Bradenton Area Convention Center at Suncoast Comic Con, and I am joined by Maria DeVivo.
Hi.
And she is going to tell us all about what she's got going on and what's at her table and what's happening here.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you for having me. I appreciate
Thanks
this.
for being here.
Okay, so I am at A33. It's a table right in the back of something. I don't know. I'm somewhere. I'm at an end cap.
We're here.
Right. And I'm an author. And I have a mixture of young adult dark fantasy, new adult urban fantasy, young adult horror, and adult horror. And this is my latest offering, Witch of the Black Circle. This is my first adult horror book. Lots of gory, crazy adult things going on in here. And so this is the first time she's being revealed at a convention. And it's all about like 1980s satanic panic, witchcraft is real, and it's based on a true story. So if you're familiar with what happened with the dude named Ricky Casso back in the 80s in Long Island, it kind of centers around that. So this is my baby, my new baby, Witch of the Black Circle. And I've got The Altered, which is zombies. I've got The Coal Elf, which is elves at the North Pole, mining coal for the naughty kids at Christmas. And I've got Estrangel, which is angels and demons. So come on down, check it out. There's lots of people here. They're all dressed up.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I feel like they're coming in waves. Like I feel like there's like a rush of people, and then it kind of dies down a little bit. And then there's a rush of people again, and then it dies down a little bit. So why don't you come on in and be that rush of people? It's fun. We're having a good time. Yeah. All weekend.
Saturday and Sunday. We're till what time? 6
today.
6 o'clock Saturday, and then
I think it's 5 tomorrow.
5 Sunday.
I don't know. Check out the Suncoast Comic Con page on Facebook because all the information is there.
The information is there.
Yeah.
So now,
talk to me.
What else do you have in the works? Like you have stuff here, but what wheels are moving in your head? What direction are you headed for the next project?
Well, okay, so like my project, like. It's all about this. This is the first in a 10-book series.
Ooh,
10. But the cool thing about it is, like, I know people like series, and I like series too. But sometimes, like you hear, oh gosh, 10 books. That's a big commitment. Not so much, because each book is a standalone. Oh. Each book can be read like you don't have to read it in order. You know what I mean? Like you could read number 6 when it comes out first if you wanted to, because whatever. They're all connected though. They have similar characters, similar places, and it's all about witches who want to take over the world. Yeah.
Okay.
The only one in the series that's going to be like you have to read this last is going to be the last book, because that's when everything is going to come together. Does that make sense?
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of like where my life is right now, like, and all of my creative junk happening.
So planning it all out and
making all the parts fit together and like making them standalone, but making them connected. It's kind of been a task. So I'm really concentrated on that right now.
And 10 books.
10. I know. The second one's coming out June 5th.
Wow.
And then the third one's on track to come out in December. I just don't know the date yet.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I'm anxious. And all of that.
So are you independently publishing them then, like through?
No, I'm with Four Horsemen Publishing.
Four Horsemen, okay.
Yeah. So there are actually a bunch of us are here from Four Horsemen today. Yeah. So Nick Savage is here. And he's awesome. He just signed with them, and he's a cool dude. So come on down, check out Nick Savage, check out Maria DeVivo, check out Reels and Heels.
Check out us all. We're all here.
We're all good.
This is where all the cool stuff is happening. This is where all the cool people are.
Yeah, cool kids.
Yep, cool kids. I was never a cool kid in school, so why not?
Neither was I. I'm a cool adult though. I don't know.
Me too.
Yeah, my kids think I'm cool. No.
Sometimes mine do.
My own child, my flesh and blood child, does not think I'm cool, but
My students
think I'm cool. I'm a teacher, so I teach 7th grade, and then I have an 8th grade, 7th grade split class, and whatever.
And that's something we have in common too, because we both teach.
Yes.
And you teach language arts.
Language arts and journalism.
Sure.
I do. We do the yearbook, and it's so much fun. And
I want to do
beautiful.
that.
Me
I did
too.
it one year. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's great. It's great because you could get to really see like the creative like juices flowing, and the kids are like all about the photography and the writing, and it's just a different
Yeah.
setting, you know, to have
It
them
really
like that.
is.
Yeah.
So, what other things? are
How long
going
have you
on?
been a teacher?
17 years.
Okay.
How long have you been
Yeah.
a teacher?
22.
Wow.
I know.
Like we're veterans.
We're vets. You know, I'm on my way out though. On my way out.
What's made you stay for 22 years?
The kids. The kids.
That's always the answer.
Of course. It's always
If
about
that's
them.
not the answer, then you're doing the wrong thing.
Right. Exactly. I mean, there's a lot of bureaucracy and a lot of just stuff that shouldn't. Whatever. I'm not
Shouldn't
even.
be an education.
Yeah, and I'm not even going to go there because at the end of the day, it's all about the kids.
Yep.
And it's all about making that impact on them.
Absolutely.
And just I don't know. I just like imparting my knowledge.
So, are your students interested in reading what you have? Like, is it in your classroom? Do they know about it?
Yeah. So my young adult fantasy, my young adult horror, definitely in the classroom. Like we talk it up. I have a lot of kids. They read my stuff and then they come and talk to me about it. We have conversations. It's so much fun. But
Awesome. No, ma'am.
we don't talk about Witch of the Black Circle. Because I just can't. I can't. Like I have, and it's weird. It was very hard for me to kind of like distinguish. Like I wrote young adult for so long, and I was like, I need to do something different. I want to do something different. I want to write adult, so I did, and I can't. They don't even know about. Well, they know now, but you know, I don't.
Yeah,
discuss
because they're
it.
watching you.
I know. Well, and some of them are actually here,
That's awesome.
which is cool. I was like, hey, come on down to the con. They were like, yay, we're coming to the con.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They're great. They're great kids, but I can't, because it's
Not that they don't already know about that.
I know, you should hear their mouths. Oh my God. These middle school kids, horrible. No,
Kills me.
I love it.
Kills me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, did you just?
Yeah.
Did you just say that?
Did
Like, really? Did you say
Did that
that?
just come out your mouth?
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
so they come and talk to you about it.
They do. They're like, they'll say to me, oh, Mr. Vivo, Barkus is my favorite character from the Crow Elf, and this is why. And then they get into the whole thing.
That's
and
awesome.
It's so much fun. I love it. And I'm like, yeah, I made that for you guys. Like when I first wrote it, I had like total my kids in my head. I did.
I love that.
I did. I wrote
I'm
it for
so
them.
excited for you. So you said you're on your way out.
Yeah, well, I mean, 22 years deep, I don't have that much more time left. You know, I don't know if I'll make it to 30. If I make it to 30, I make it. I mean, that'll be, you know, whatever. But
30's a lot of years.
It's too much. I don't know why in Florida they make it 30 for retirement. They really need to chop that down and fall in line with the rest of the country,
Right.
so we can peace out at 20. I'd even say 25.
Yeah.
But it's not fair. I don't know. It's weird.
If you want to keep on doing it for a long time, it's worth it, but it's also one of those things that can burn out.
It does.
Pretty
so
quickly.
Like I felt like when I hit year 20, I was like, ooh, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the age. I'm feeling the, you know,
The change.
And it just, you know, you burn out.
So, burning question that I ask every teacher now is the change in standards from our FSA to the best standards.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this is a good change?
I don't know.
Or are we still kind of like, we've done this for so long, now it just is part of what we do?
It's part of what we do.
The change
The
is
change.
always crazy.
Because it's the, and guess what? So we'll have this for like 10 years and then it'll be something new.
Yeah.
And then it'll be something new. And then it'll be something new. So, I mean,
10 years would be nice. Would it be something for 10 years?
Well, when I first
In
started,
education, no.
when I first started in Florida, it was still FCAT.
Yep.
It was FCAT for a while.
Yeah, when I first
and-
started here was FCAT too.
Yeah. So, I mean, who knows? You just take what they say to do and do what you got to do.
And make
Right?
the most out of it, the best you possibly can.
Make it the best out of the best.
I am excited though that grammar's back.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. That'll be nice. Nice change of pace.
Because then we can have a whole nother crop of authors that'll be able to, write like
Yeah.
they're supposed to.
It's interesting. Education is interesting.
Because education is interesting, but I also say this because our children don't know what a noun is.
No, they don't.
It's terrifying.
They
So,
don't.
tell me your personally, what got you started writing?
Personally, what got me started writing, I always
To
was
be
like,
published, yes, you probably wrote just for
for fun
for
and
fun
kicks
and-
and giggles. Yeah. No, and this is the story that I tell like all the time. I always wanted to be a writer. Like I've always been a writer, like since a little kid. And that girl right there is one of my students. With the green, yeah, and the tail. She's awesome. She's
Look
the best.
at that.
Yeah, she's great. Anyway, no, so
Sorry.
no, I'm
Distracted.
sorry. I'm like a squirrel. So I was married. My daughter was whatever, and I'm living down here in Florida, and my alarm's going off. And I said to my husband, I'm like, look, I got the career. I'm a teacher. I'm doing what I want. I got the kid. I got the house. Like we're good. We're good here. I'm like, but there's one thing. That one thing. And he was like, do it. What is wrong with you? Just do it. What are you complaining about, And so finally I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. So I sent my kid to daycare. She was like a year old. I sent her like a summer camp for like 1-year-olds, which was really neat. And I wrote.
All summer.
And I wrote all summer. And that was my thing. When I was a little kid, I was like, I want to be a teacher because I know I'll be able to write in the summer because I won't be teaching.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody told me that teaching doesn't stop in June.
And yeah.
Like once June, like you still are preparing and training and blah, blah, and blah, blah, blah. So like I always was making excuses because of my career. And then I was like, no, screw this. I want to write. I need to be a writer. So he's like, do it. So I did it.
And so you wrote a manuscript.
Yeah,
and
it sucked. It sucked.
And so
he read it. My husband was my beta reader, and he like tore it to shreds. I'm trying to watch my language, right? But he tore it to shreds, like God, like oh my God, like he would take the pen and he'd be like bomb, 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 like big X's all over.
Oh,
I
wow.
cried. I'm like, you're supposed to love me. Why don't you love me?
This is my baby. Like
that's exactly what it is.
I made this.
I made this, and he was like, nah, this is crap. He said it sucked. He basically said this sucks. So I took it. I internalized. I cried over it, and then I fixed it. I took like a lot. I took 6 months to fix it. I fixed it. I gave it back to him. Of course, I didn't want to because I knew he was going to be, So I gave it back to him, and he edited it, but he was like, oh, doesn't really need much of anything. He's like, this is going to get published.
So the tearing it to shreds made you really think about all of the things that you wanted out of it, and back to the drawing board.
He broke me down, and I got to I was like down low, like I was in a dark place, and I was like, all right, I really want this. I've been wanting this since I'm a little itty, like a little itty bitty kid. And I'm like, so there's only one way I'm going to make it happen, and that is do better, be better. So I got better. And then I feel like, personally, with every subsequent novel that I've written, because I've been writing since 2010, it gets better. Like, I feel like and like, you don't stop improving. You don't stop, evolving. So I feel like my writing is definitely evolving,
So maybe all the young adult things led you to finally being able to write something.
Absolutely. I needed to do that first before I could do this, because I didn't have the confidence, and I didn't have it in me to write an adult book. I was always more inclined, but I think doing the young adult stuff kind of gradually built me up. Does that make sense? Am I making sense, or am I just babbling?
No, you make sense.
Okay. I talk fast and funny because I'm from New York, in case you didn't tell.
You can tell.
Okay.
It's good. I'm somewhere in the middle because I'm from Michigan originally. So.
Right.
but I still have a lot of sarcasm, a lot of
Yeah.
salt.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, my kids call me salty.
They do. Do they call you Miss J?
No, it's
No.
just joking.
They do. They don't call you Miss J.
I've been called a lot of things though, so some things I can't say.
Right. I get bro a lot.
I've gotten that.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Bruh. I ain't your bruh.
I'm like, what?
Who? You talking to me? They're funny though.
I love 8th graders.
I hate 8th graders. Sorry, 8th graders. My 8th graders, I love you. But 8th grade in
Right.
general is a sucky year.
True story.
Yeah, it is. Because they're done. They just want to move on to high school.
First semester was good.
Yeah, it
Second
usually
semester, oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna murder every single one of you.
They're a totally different
Like
animal by
bloodshed.
second semester. Yeah.
I was like, I told the kid yesterday, if he said it's not that deep one more time, I was gonna have to kick him out of my class. Miss, it's not that deep. You need some new material, dude. Like, he used it like 14 times.
Yeah, no.
I said,
No.
it's like in The Princess Bride when he says inconceivable.
Sure.
And she says, I don't think you really know what that means. Yeah, like that. So I'm gonna be on the news.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, some days I walk in there and I look at my coworkers and I'm like, today might be the day that I get arrested. It might be. It hasn't happened yet though. I've never been arrested.
Today might be the
Today
day.
could be the day that I might get arrested. I've never been arrested. I've
You've
never
never
been.
been arrested.
I've never been. I have a clean record. I'm a good girl.
I do.
I just write about bad stuff. That's my outlet. I kill
My
people
kids-
in my books.
Well, my kids are always laughing at me. Always like, we always talk about how you know, like, I watch a lot of Criminal Minds, a lot of
Oh
ID.
yeah, Forensic Files.
And
my
so
jam.
my kids are like, so you know where to hide the bodies? And I'm like, yes, I do. Like, so does that mean you would have, like, if I had to?
If I had to, I would.
They're like, oh, okay. So then their life's mission is to make me lose my mind.
Right.
Their life.
Yeah, they'll do that. They'll do that for sure.
Their favorite thing was to hear me swear for the first time. It was hilarious because I was coming in and we have breakfast duty. So like my kids
Right.
get breakfast in the cafeteria and they come to the classroom. I had my backpack on my back. And so I turned and I knocked all of my diplomas off of my chalkboard ledge. And they fell and one of them shattered. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even a tame word. It was the worst one. And of course, like I'm like, the girl that like comes in, like talks to me in the morning, she laughed so hard at me.
Yeah.
She just laughed at me.
Yeah.
And I said, I feel better now. I just needed to be dramatic for a minute. She says, sounds like you. It's all good. And I was like, all right.
All right.
And then she
That's good.
proceeded to tell every other kid that came in that I dropped the F-bomb. And I said, but you got to tell them the whole story. Like, you have to tell them what happened.
In context, kids.
That made me do that. And so, yeah. But every time that comes up, they're like, but you did. And I'm like, yes, I did. But I broke something. So, you know,
I'm only human
like
on Mondays.
every day of the week. Like, but my kids think it's funny. But I also don't get on them about things. Like, we don't censor a lot of the things we talk about. I wish they didn't tell me everything they tell me, but they tell me everything.
They do. They tell me
All of
everything
the
as well.
things.
All of the things that I don't need to know.
That I didn't want to know.
I don't want to know.
That teachers don't need to know.
I won't. Not today. Today will
No,
not
not
be the
today.
day.
Today will not be the
Today's
day.
a good day.
I always say that. My kids laugh because they're like, well, we know a lot about you. I was like, yeah, that's how I teach you.
Right.
Like, if you don't care about
Yes, I agree. 100%.
like me and I don't care about you, then we don't learn.
Mhm.
Like,
You have to build that relationship with them. You
and
do.
so they'll tell me all kinds of stuff. I'm like, I didn't ask for that. Like, I have to have plausible deniability, y'all. Like, I don't know that. Don't tell me
But
that.
there's something endearing about it. There's something that when you can make that connection with those kids and you are their safe space.
Yeah.
That's you can't. There's no comparison.
So
That's a great thing.
and so since we talk about safe space, I think that's a good way for us to be in this next like little jump is that
Okay.
education is coming kind of under fire.
Sure.
and teachers are not supposed to do this, we're not supposed to do that.
Sure.
And how are you going to manage that come the time that it goes into law, when our kids are not allowed to say certain things, and we're not allowed to talk about it, and we're not allowed to live in the real world, essentially?
Well, screw that, because you talk about what you talk about. As far as like teaching it, I'm okay with not teaching
I don't
anything.
want to teach it.
Sorry to interrupt. Where's the costume contest entry thing? It's the first booth on the right. And I'm like,
Maybe that way.
but outside.
I love it. People are all around. But yeah, no. As far as
So many
like
people.
teaching, no, don't put that on me. But you're gonna tell me something. You're gonna tell me something. I don't censor my kids. Like I had a kid who told me the other day, like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat the blank," blah, blah, and they talk to me like regular people, and I allow that, and I'm like, whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lose my job.
I'm not either.
You know what I mean? So
Well, and teaching is one thing,
that's one thing. It's different, but
but
And
being
I'm-
there to listen is another.
sure. And I'm so thankful that I teach the 7th graders, because at that point in time, they should have a working understanding of
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's not my
Well-
area. Not my area.
No, and so I have trans kids in my class, and I
Mhm.
have pretty much every orientation
Sure.
possible. So when we think about how we get our kids to be comfortable in those safe spaces, it's like we can't just censor everything.
Right,
And that
you can't.
bothers me when we try to do that. So I'm just like, I ask all my teacher friends, because I'm like, where are you at on this? Because none of us teach it.
No,
I don't want to hear about it.
no.
Like if it's characterization in a book or a story, that's one thing.
Sure.
Because all of the characters play a role in whatever you're reading.
Absolutely.
Granted, we're not reading as much of that, but if we're reading about death and dying, like in the book, we have Neil Gaiman's The Graveyard Book, talking about death and dying. Not right now. Death and dying, that's a big thing too. Like we have to talk about real life stuff with our kids, because eventually they're going to be living real life.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But
So
I'm not teaching it,
right,
but they need to
as
know how
far
to
as-
live in the world.
right. Agreed.
I don't know what happened.
And if we
Those
can
skills.
help guide them
either.
to live in the world, that's our job.
Right.
We got to do our job.
Help them. So what was the deciding factor in the genre that you write? Like,
Oh, I'm
why
weird.
horror?
Oh no, I'm just I'm a weird person. So like I've always gravitated towards
The weird.
the dark, the scary, the horror. Like that's just been my life ever since I'm a little kid. Like I always tell the story. My mom took me to see Creep Show when I was 3 years old in the movie theater. I was 3.
Oh
And I sat in her lap, and I was kind of like this, but I was like, oh.
You still watched it?
Yeah, I still watched it. So it's in my blood. Like I've just been the witchy girl, the weird girl, the goth girl, whatever. From as early as I can remember, I've always worn black nail polish, and everybody looked at me weird for that because I'm weird. So it was natural. Writers write about what they know, and I know darkness. I know darkness. I know suffering. I know horror. Hello, darkness, my old friend. That's right. Yes. I live in the shadows. I'm weird.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm somewhere there too.
Yeah.
I'm here is the colors.
Look, oh. Okay.
So cool.
So Oliver,
Yeah.
the little one. So he was 4, and he would walk over to the movies because Brian's a big horror fan. Walk over to the movies and say, "Mommy, I want to watch this one," and he pointed to the Puppet Master.
Nice. Good choice.
And I was like, I don't think so. Like,
Not for
he said,
4.
"But Mommy, they're toys." And I said, "Yes, they're toys, but the toys do bad things." And so we put it off, and we put it off, and we put it off. So we let him watch it not too long ago because he's just into it.
Yeah.
Like he is
Some
sits with
kids
dad
just
and
gravitate. Yeah.
wants to watch scary movies.
For
He
sure.
loves scary movies. So he watched it. He was like, "But Mommy, the toys weren't bad." And I said, "Who are you?"
Yep. Some kids just
My kid is so. I was like, my kid's smart.
There's a darkness in him.
Yes, there is. There's a darkness in us all.
Yes,
actually.
isn't that true? Isn't that true?
Okay, so you're at 8:30 something.
8:30 something. I think it's 8:33. I don't know. Whatever. I'm over at the side.
And you have everything with you today.
Everything.
You
I
have
got every
all
book
the
on the
young
table.
adults.
Yep.
And the new one,
Yep.
and the second book in the series comes out in June. You said.
Yeah. Yes.
And they can find it where?
Oh my gosh, you could go Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books a Million. I'm everywhere. My website is probably the best place to get like all the updates and stuff. MariaDeVivo.com, kind of simple, kind of easy to remember. And I post constant updates. I'm going to be at Spookala in May.
We'll be there
I'm
too.
so excited for Spookala.
We'll be there too. We're so
Yeah.
excited.
So yeah, but Amazon, Goodreads, whatever,
Everywhere.
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 I'm like, no, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna be nice. I'll be nice.
It was a pleasure to have you. Thank you
so
for
much
coming.
for having me.
This is my
appreciate
first time. This is my first time in the chair.
Oh, shut
like, all by
up.
myself.
Shut up.
So Brian does all this other stuff. Like he does the whole talking part. I
Nah,
just
I
do
like
the listening part.
You're great.
So
She's great.
I try.
Okay. You're awesome.
It's funny
Thank
because
you.
I'm talking to adults and it's so hilarious because it's so different than talking
Oh,
to
it
kids.
is totally right. It's like a totally different
like,
world.
But I don't know how to talk to adults. Like,
I
oh,
hate
go
talking
ahead.
to adults.
Well,
I do.
no,
I hate people.
unless
Adults.
we're like talking to each
yeah,
other.
But
Like shared experiences, shared
Sure.
trauma.
Sure.
Because teaching is sometimes
Yes.
traumatic.
I always say, nothing brings people together better like trauma and drama.
Yeah.
There you go.
And teaching us both.
Oh, yes, it is.
A lot of that.
Yes. Well, thank you
So,
for having me. I appreciate
It's
it.
beautiful. We're here at Suncoast Comic Con in Bradenton Area Convention Center until 6 o'clock today.
Yep.
Come
5
check her
tomorrow.
out.
Come check me out.
And
check them out.
you can sit in our chair and tell us about what you're creating. And
Dad, did you know you have a dog?
any final words?
You did great.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
I have a donut. I need your donut.
I love your hair, Judy.
Ah!